Let me save you some money by sharing with you my monthly favorites. Now, this is 2 months in the making because in order for me to put a product in this video, it has to be a product that I love, have reached for, and probably repurchased if there's been enough time. It can't just be a, oh, I like it, because then these become disingenuine and they become QVC. Now, I don't mind QVC, I like QVC, but this is not that. These are products that have been tested on my more mature face and I genuinely keep reaching for them. That's why you get this video like every 2 months, but it's pretty packed with some really good products that work on more mature skin. I've got everything from drugstore to high-end, and I got a PR package that I'm going to share with you guys at the end of this video because I haven't used it yet, but it's a product that looks very promising. So I want you to know that this product is available and we'll play with it a little bit, but I don't really have any exact thoughts on it, but I want you to see the packaging. I don't get a lot of PR packages, but I do like getting them because the packaging is super cool, and that's one of the things I liked about this one. So we'll get there. You've probably seen most of these products because I have used them or talked about them. The first product was a no-brainer. When you realize that you use a lip oil that much, you know it has to be in a favorites video. This one's the Apple Peony by Nooni. I really have reached for this a lot because it gives just the right amount of gloss, but more importantly, truly more importantly for me, is the hydration that I get. It's not sticky, it lasts all day, it adds just a slight hint of color, it's not overpowering, so it's good for no makeup days. It's good for days where I literally wear no makeup, not just a no makeup look. I love these because they do everything on our more mature lips that we would want. They hydrate, they plump, and they tint. That's it. What else do you need? All right, you guys, the next item is the Mature Beauty eyeliners. I mean, these would have to be in this list because if you go back to my videos in April and May and compare them to videos in June and July, the biggest difference in the video is the eye look. And the eye look is all because of this Mature Beauty eyeliner. This is chocolate brown. It is my favorite. There are 5 shades. They're all very pretty. I've worn all of them, but I clearly keep reaching for this one. It's what I have on today. It gives you that crisp line across the top. Well, it gives you crisp line wherever you want it. But then the bottom is where I like to just put it and then use the brush that comes with it and smudge it. Because of this formula, you have time to smudge, smoke, pull, lift, whatever you want your eyeliner to do, and then it will set. Once it sets, it's there all day. But it doesn't set so fast that you don't have time to work with it. Since I did a double coat on that side, let's go over here because I already had some on. I want you guys to see how easy this is to work with. You get that strong pigment of color. These are $25 or you can get 5 for $100, which I think is a steal for a luxury eyeliner. Another reason I had to put these in the lineup was because I've heard from many of you who have tried these that you absolutely love them. They offer the staying power and pigment of a luxury eyeliner without the price tag. Next up, another product from Saltair. I have really liked this brand. I feel like this brand just kind of came out of nowhere. This is their Golden Hour deodorant. Now, I saw Nikki LaRose like this and I thought, well, I do trust a lot of her recommendations, so let me get it. You guys, it doesn't, I've used this for probably 3 weeks and there's hardly any gone. It doesn't take much. I mean, it's on a roller, so it doesn't deposit a lot of product. Now, one thing to know about this, there is a little bit of a learning curve, and I feel like I need to share it because it took me a little bit by surprise. When you first apply it, it's fine. But then like about 10 minutes in, you feel like your underarm area is, I don't know, sticky, I guess. Sticky is probably the better word. It doesn't feel, maybe wet and sticky. I know that sounds gross, but it's really not. And it only lasts long enough for you to go, oh wow, that's a weird sensation, and then it's gone. So maybe about a minute. But after that, it's fine. You don't feel it. You don't really even smell it. It says it's Golden Hour is the scent, but I don't really smell it. I'm pretty specific with my deodorant, and I used to order Dr. Derm all the time, and it's harder and harder to find. So I have been quietly on the journey for a new deodorant that is not overpowering, that is not too strong, doesn't leave me with white cast, and this has been a great one. So Saltair, I use the vitamin C brightening serum. I use the retinol evening cream, body cream. I'll link those down below. You saw those probably in the last monthly favorites. But this deodorant has been a big surprise for me. So if you're on the market for a serum deodorant, this is a great one to try. All right, I found some really good blush products over the last 2 months. And in no particular order, I'm probably gonna put one of them on because I did not put blush on because I wanted to give us a chance to do that. Let me show you these two because I've showed you this formula before, and then I will put the other two on so you can see them. Does that sound like a good idea? So I've shared with you before my RMS favorite blushes. I love these because they go on like a powder, wear like a cream, everything that you would want in a blush, lasts all day, has a little bit of a shine to it. This is French Rosé, such a beautiful color. Then I saw this is called Crystal Slipper. Look how pretty that is. Here's the difference so you can kind of get a sense for the two. If you like more of that bronze look, then this is a nice product to try. It doesn't go on real dark. You can wear it as a blush, you can wear it as a bronzer. So here it is compared to French Rosé. It's just so pretty. This is the third one I have. I also have the Pomegranate Fizz, which is a little bit deeper. Not quite a berry, but I'll wear that again in fall. That was my first RMS blush that made it into a favorites. The formula is really nice, so if you're not a fan of either one of these two shades, then take a look at the other formulas. I also have a discount code RMS for 20% off. I'll link that down below in the description box because RMS blushes are a little bit of a splurge, but when you can save 20%. Let's talk about another blush that I discovered the last couple months. This is by the brand Ravy Beauty, and this is the shade Heaven. If you like a neutral blush that doesn't pull warm but doesn't pull cool, this one is really pretty, especially if you're somebody like me that you like a flush of color but you don't like it to look like you have blush on. I mean, look at that. It's got a nice little glow to it. It's just, oh, I just have really fallen in love with this. Apparently she's had blushes out for a while, but this is the shade Heaven, and oh, I just love it. It looks very natural. Again, gives a little bit of a highlight without having to also add a highlighter, which those of us with more mature skin, we don't want to have to do. Gorgeous. All right, now this one's a little bit more of a splurge. I was shopping the Nordstrom anniversary sale and the lady at the beauty counter said, have you tried the new shade from Armani's Liquid Blushes? And I said, no, but I would love to. This is shade 12. You guys, this is, I'm glad she showed it to me because that is not a shade that I would have normally picked for myself. It looks a little on the pale side, but it also looks, it's a little more peach than I would normally wear. So I would not have picked this. And when I tell you that I'm so glad I did, since I've discovered this product, what I've been doing is wearing this as my liquid on the bottom, and then I've been putting Heaven over the top of it, and it just leaves you with the most beautiful, it's a little bit more of a blush look than either of these two products alone. In fact, I'll do that so that you can kind of see. So here's what that looks like just on its own. You can build it. I just like less is more when it comes to my blush. If you're somebody that usually goes to pinks and you want to maybe try something different, this number 12, I'm telling you, would be it. So that's what it looks like on its own. And then I'll take a little bit of Heaven using the same brush. This is the BK Beauty in 20 by Nikki LaRose. And what this powder blush does on top of that number 12 is just sets it and adds a little bit of dimension. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. It looks like that elevated look that you see nowadays with a little bit of color, but you're always looking and going, gosh, what color is that? If you are a blush girly, this combo is a must-have. All right, the next item, this was actually the winner in a recent Friday face-off, and this is Merit's Blush Balm. I have it in shade Clay. I'm gonna put a little on because I don't have any bronzer. Did I say blush? It's bronze. I don't know if I did or not. I'm putting it on top of the N18 by BK Beauty. Just gives a little bit of a golden bronze look without a sculpted contour look. And look at it, how pretty it goes underneath that blush we just applied. For not a contoured look, we're just going for a bronzed kind of a look. And because of how light this formula is, it's very forgiving. If you are new to bronzer and you're not really sure where to apply it, how to apply it, you can go straight in on your skin. It will deposit a little bit more color, but because of this formula, don't be afraid of that. It blends out. In fact, let me just do it so I can show you. It blends out very easy. So you can see it right there. Don't be afraid of doing it that way. I just find that on more mature skin, I like to put everything on a brush first and then blend it. Now, if you want this to last even longer, you can go over it with your bronzing powder. Again, just like we did with the blush, any powder on top of a cream or liquid helps the longevity of that product. All right, this next product is also by Merit. When Merit first came out with their cream eyeshadows, I bought a couple of them and I put them in a Friday face off, and I liked the color, but I did not like how quickly they dried out. Well, if you like the formula but hated the packaging, the good news is they have come up with a new packaging for these. In fact, on the back it even says, twist tightly to seal the product, and that has made a big difference. I have it in the shade Glace. It's what I have on today. I have concealer over my eyelids to neutralize any redness or discoloration, and then I put this on top of it. It just gives a little bit of color, a little bit of, I wouldn't say shimmer, but maybe it does have just a little bit of shimmer. I have wrinkly eyelids and it doesn't really settle into my eyelids more than anything else. I mean, there are wrinkles there, so of course a product is going to do some settling. I can't expect this to make it look like I have 20-year-old eyelids, but I don't feel like it settles like some other products that I have tried, where I just feel like within an hour or two it looks way more wrinkles than I have. I do not need a product to emphasize the wrinkles that are there. I need one to just, you know, help me pretend that they're not as bad as they are. And I think this one does a pretty nice job. All right, a lipstick shade that I found and I have been loving. This is shade 140 by L'Oreal. You guys, when I first saw it, it first reminded me of like my grandma, and then when I started looking at it again, I'm like, no, it reminds me of the 90s, and my grandma wore this in the 90s. Look how pretty that is. So if you love that 90s lipstick that adds a little bit of shimmer, but not too much, and it's more on the pink side versus anything peachy, or a lot of colors now are more browns and taupes and toffees. But if you're like me and you like old school pinks, 140 by L'Oreal. The combination of this lipstick with these two blushes lately have been my go-to. This year I felt like I needed to get back to some pinks and peaches. Yes, I love the toffees and the browns and all of those more muted shades, but I don't know about you guys, but I just felt like I needed to pull some color back in, especially on my face. Not as much on my eyes. This eyeliner is all I've really needed on my eyes, and then just a little bit on my lids, but my cheeks and the lips, that's where I focus the majority of my product purchases this summer. Yeah, that's been where I've spent my money. Now I have to talk about the IT Cosmetics Do It All Lip Transformers. I shared a video with you guys, gosh, probably a month ago now, on these lip transformers. It was just such an ingenious product. It's a lip liner on one end and then the lip balm on the other. Love these. I have like 3 of them in my purse, because if I'm out for a couple hours running errands, had lunch, and then I go, oh gosh, I didn't bring something with me to put on my lips, then I will put one of these on. These are just such an ingenious idea, and I wish somebody would have thought about it sooner. They're very hydrating on the lips. A little learning curve with these though is you only want to twist it as much as you're going to use it, because you can't twist it back down. It only twists one direction, and that's up. So only twist it, and it's usually like 1 click is all you need. And 1 click will fit in the lid. If you go 2 or 3 clicks, it may squish down in the lid. I learned that the hard way and smushed a bunch of it up in the top of the lid that now is wasted. So don't do what I did, just learn from my mistakes. All right, so next let me share with you this PR box that I got from Smashbox. Now Smashbox is one of those brands that they come out with a really good product and then I kind of forget about them. They kind of get pushed back because of all the new stuff. So I don't go back there a lot. Their primers, I used to that photo primer. Great, really good product. I mean, look at that packaging. It's just very elegant looking to me. So when you open it, it comes with 2 brushes. It looks like one's probably a foundation brush and one is a concealer brush, and then 3 different foundations to try. This is their dual filter foundation, and I was reading up on it, and it is a concealer / foundation, which means it is going to be full coverage, which I love. But let's just see. I have not played with this at all. That's why it's at the end of the video, because I can't really tell you much about how it works. So it goes on a little bit. It's definitely a thicker formula, but it actually feels like a serum. It doesn't feel like a thick foundation formula at all. It's very pigmented. All right, I think we're gonna have to do a look with this. Obviously not today, because I have on that blush, you guys. Oh my gosh. Love those 2 blushes together. Look at that coverage. I have years of discoloration on my hands from not wearing sunscreen and being 56, but look at the coverage that you get from that. And it doesn't look like it's accentuating the wrinkles in my hands. I think we're gonna have to do a tutorial with this. This might have to go on a Friday face-off, but the only other product that I can think of that is a concealer slash foundation that really markets itself that way is by Milani, and I have that one. Maybe we should test this one, dual filter up against that Milani 2-in-1 concealer slash foundation. If you guys have another concealer slash foundation that markets itself, I mean, this says dual filter because it's telling you it does dual things, then leave that for me in the comments and maybe I'll see which one gets the most votes and we'll compare this in a Friday face-off with what you guys recommend the most. But I'm very grateful to Smashbox. I appreciate being on their list, and yeah, thank you for sending this to me. I'm excited to give it a try. I've got one more product that I had forgotten about, and you guys, these I have absolutely been loving, and they are less expensive than the Dr. Dennis Gross two-step peels. This, you guys, I really believe that this has changed the way my skin looks when I don't have makeup on. It's very easy. It's step one is a pad, is a glycolic acid, which gives you that exfoliation and resurfacing of the skin. Then you just wait 2 minutes and then you put on the second one. The second pad has RoC's patent retinol on it, which is 7 times stronger than regular retinol. I've used these on my legs, and I've used them on the back of my hands, and I've used them on my face. After using 4 of them in about, I'd say 6 days, I think it was, because I didn't use it every other day, my skin looked like I had a professional looking facial. I have absolutely loved these. You can get these on Amazon for under $30 and you get 20 of them. So you don't need them every day. I think if you went every other day, you'd be totally fine. So it's that 2 months worth of skincare. Love this combination of the glycolic acid and the retinol. And that way, if you've worried about retinol, you know you want to include retinol in your skincare, but you're not really sure how, what percentage. I don't think you'll find this as irritating to the skin. It's a patent formula of retinol. I mean, and it's time for me to reorder. I think I only have, oh shoot, I only have 4 left. Okay. Well, I know what I'm doing as soon as I get off this video. All right, you guys, that does it for the last 2 months of favorites. As we get close to the holidays, more and more companies are coming out with product launches, so I might need to do these once a month. We'll just see how many products that I can try. Makeup, it's a little easier to try and tell you what I think of them. It's harder with skincare because you need to really, I think, give it time to give you the results. You guys, while we're talking about skincare, you do not want to miss my August 27th live stream. It is with Penn Smith Skincare. If you've seen her on Instagram or you've seen her on YouTube, you know she knows her skincare, and I'm so excited that she's going to be my guest on the next live. It's August 27th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Join us, ask questions. She's just a delight, and I think you're really, really going to enjoy her. So make sure you subscribe, hit your notification, follow me on the community tab. Before we say goodbye, the algorithm says you will like this video next, so I'll see you over there. If not, I'll see you in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.